Speak now to retired Lieutenant Colonel Robert Maginnis, who's a Pentagon strategist, and he joins us now from Woodbridge in the US state of Virginia. Welcome to the program, sir. Now, following the peace talks, Ukraine's president said Russia cannot be trusted. Is that something you would also agree?
Yeah, I think that the fact that certainly when I was in Europe many years ago in the Cold War, there was no trust between the East and the West. As Ronald Reagan said, you have to trust but verify. And we would verify, cheating on the side. So, I think the Ukrainians have good reason not to trust Vladimir Putin, and they have thousands of bodies to show evidence of that. So, they've got to demonstrate through very concrete actions whether or not, Russia is serious about, trying to pull back its forces, stop the combat around Kiev. But I think your reporter was right. What is happening on the east and in the south, I don't think that Putin has any plans of surrendering that back to the government in Kiev, whoever is in charge.
And what do you see happening on the ground next? Is it a repositioning? Because we've heard the Pentagon saying it's dubious of a Russian withdrawal of north of Kiev.
Yeah, well, what we have seen, of course, is the digging into defensive positions of their heavy armor around Kiev and elsewhere as well. We've also seen evidence of calling up and refurbishing units that have gone non-combat ready. They've communicated to their draft agencies about bringing more soldiers forward, conscript. And interestingly, they've apparently started to arrive into Belarus. Hundreds of fighters they recruited around Damascus, whether they are just Syrian soldiers or Hezbollah, we don't know, but they're certainly going to be part of this new fabric of irregular warfare that whether Putin continues his effort or he really goes into a hybrid type of operation and inserts people to, really create, disharmony within that country. So there are a lot of issues that are swirling around the peace talks. We can certainly hope that peace will come, but I don't know that it's going to come anytime soon.
And how would you then describe the progress that Russia has been making and also its military preparedness so far and this next phase, a month after this incursion started?
Well, from the very beginning, the campaign plan by the Russians was incredibly poor because it failed on key assumptions about the willingness of the Ukrainians to fight. Their tactical deployment has been poor. Their leadership, they've taken a very hard licking of losing generals and brigade and regimental commanders. Now, where do they go from here? It does appear as if Zelenskyy is willing to embrace the idea of neutrality, but he wants understandably security guarantees. And that's something that it won't be a NATO-based security guarantee, but if they get the U.S. and other countries that have capability, such as Turkey, perhaps as your reporter indicated, France and others, then perhaps we're on a pathway towards some sort of resolution. But meanwhile, the carnage continues and thousands of people are being killed. Millions obviously have already left their homes and 4 or so million have left the country altogether. So, we would really like to see this accelerated. Hopefully the peace talks that were in Istanbul today will continue and that we can reach some quick resolution so that the killing can stop.
Absolutely. That is the hope indeed. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Robert Maginnis, thank you so much for making time for us today. Thank you.